My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring that little bell so you are notified when new videos drop. So this is a bit of a bold experiment for me. I'm recording this video on Friday for the weird distant time of Sunday when you are hopefully seeing it. I am updating my computer. I'm going to be updating my my Mac to whatever it is, Big Sur. I'm on like Catalina. Haven't done it for years, and I'm always terrified. I'm always terrified it's gonna make my machine unusable. So I'm, as an act of paranoia, I'm recording this video now. Also, you know, it's easier for me to get through the Sabbath. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna start the update, you know, over Sabbath. It's easier for me to get through the Sabbath knowing that I've had this video recorded and I don't have to go through it, because it's gonna be a grueling, painful time for me. It really is. This is we're going to be going through the Jodie Whittaker and Mandip Gills interview such as it was in the recent issue of Doctor Who magazine, and it just this is my third time. Okay, this is my third time. I tried doing my live stream on Thursday. It broke me halfway through, but I'm going to now I know a rough idea how dumb they are. I mean, I knew beforehand, but how dumb they're very openly going to be. Maybe it's going to be easier than I was going to record it for a video on Friday, and then BBC, was it Radio Times, they had an article on it. So I think I'll do that. That'll kind of break me in gently. But now is the time. Now is the time where I have to make this video. Oh, heaven help us. Okay, fine. Before we get into it, can you hit the like button? And listen, anything I'm asking you to do right now, just do it, because I'm putting myself through genuine pain for you. Genuine pain. This is not as hard as watching the episodes of Doctor Who with Jodie Whittaker and reviewing them, but it's pretty tough. It's pretty tough. So hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. You want other people to see me in real, you know, existential pain, which is what I'm going to be in. Like, share, subscribe. If you're still subscribed. If you're subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. YouTube are somewhat against me getting new subscribers. Where they pick this number? They 3,060. That is the line we will not cross, right? Yeah, no. Okay, whatever. I mean, you know, it's kind of like, is that like some weird computer number? Actually, have you ever wondered, you know, if the social media algorithms are being written by machine, if they're being written by computers, maybe they're designed to make us go insane and try and hate and kill each other. Maybe this is the end game of a weird like Skynet type of takeover. So like, share, subscribe, but feed the algorithms for our machine overlords. So comment as well. Like, share, subscribe, comment. The algorithm does like your yummy comments. It eats up and go, thank you very much. Thank you for your comments. And also never forget to check out my Indiegogo. If you haven't backed it, that one over there. No, this one over here. Third time's the charm. If you haven't backed it yet, go ahead and back it. Link in the video notes. 2 freaking awesome graphic novels, biblical Bible source, Atheist Grace, Rationalist Road, 220 pages long of pure Rabbi awesomeness, if I may say so myself. I wrote and drew this one, and I wrote this one artwork by Dominic Rancho, The Imperium, a love letter telefancy of the 1960s. Basically, imagine Emma Peel, James Bond, monkey in the spacesuit, Doctor Who. I don't have the picture in front of me, but this picture normally takes forever to load up. So I thought I'll click it earlier. I'll get no. But you know what it is. You know, and yeah, this is one of the many extras you get when you sign when you sign up for it. This is going to be it's a pin-up right now, but I imagine it'll be a poster by the time we're done. Oh, by the time we're done, will I still be alive? This is this month's Doctor Who magazine. This is a month where they give up, where they say, we're not getting those readers back. We're not getting the readers back. We alienated. And I guess, you know, they've alienated enough people from the casual buyers. Maybe they've forgotten how bad Jodie Whittaker and Mandip Gills are as Doctor Who. I don't know. Like, I would love to see the sales data. See if it really does cause a bump having them on the cover. I imagine it must do, right? I mean, I find it hard to imagine them not. Anyway, they're on the cover, and again, look how smug Jodie Whittaker is, and how just unrequited lesbian love going on there with Mandip Gills. Whatever, it's just strange. I just find it all a bit strange. But anyway, so they have an interview. It's not a real interview. It's readers' softball questions. So we're going to read over it, and it just shows you, whoa, These are not the brightest spot. These are not the brightest bulbs in the batch. Let's say. Let's have a look. Okay, we asked readers to send us our questions for the Doctor and Yasmin, aka Jodie Whittaker and Mandip Gills. In May, we selected some of the best ones. Bloody hell! Okay, I would love to see the ones they rejected. It must be like, why are you so awful? For the best ones to put to and put in a call to Cardiff, right? Hi, how have you been? Hi, I can't get in the Jodie voice. Jodie, hi, how have you been? There you go, Jodie Whittaker's smiling face appears on Deleon's laptop as a Zoom conversation begins. How you doing? I was like, how you doing? As Mandip, who was sitting next door to sitting next to Jodie on a sofa. Clearly, they just finished making out. And they spent all day recording. Oh, poor little loves worked so hard. Scenes for the next series of Doctor Who. And this isn't one where we find out the TARDIS is really a toilet. Okay, fine. Whatever. Just, whenever I try and imagine it being terrible, right? Whenever I try and imagine it being like the worst thing ever, I'm never as bad as what they actually do, right? I can't do it. I can't come up with anything as relentlessly bad as Chibnall does, as Mr. Chibnall does. As Mandy goes sitting on there, they spent all day recording Doctor Who, but between now and dinner, they found time and seemingly boundless energy. Okay, it's called cocaine. to answer the selection of questions sent in by readers. That must be it answers everything now. Now I understand everything. How does this awful mess get made? Cocaine. If they're all on cocaine, they're going to think it's good. They want to answer as many as possible, so Jodie promises, we'll try and be quick. We won't put any thought in. Darling, nobody thought you would. Nobody thought you would. So first one, imagine you both take a motorcycle trip around the UK. Who's driving and who's in the sidecar? And this is basically the level of question. And where do you stop along the way? Now, this would be work if it was actually a beloved doctor and companion, right? I'd love to ask this question on Tom Baker and Liz Sladen, wouldn't you? Back in the day, I don't really care about these two weirdos, like what they're gonna do. I mean, like, again, when I think of Bike and I think of Jodie Whittaker, I think of that, and this was bad. This was just like, I just want to, like, Jodie, what are you thinking? Can you go for a bit more duck face? Yeah, we need more duck face. Okay, great. Jodie said, I'm driving. She's an awful driver. Oh, and you actually love control. Oh, yes, control me. Hold me down and control me, says Mandip. I am an absolute control freak. Laughs. But your geography and your driving, we can't argue about this. I'm definitely in the little sidecar looking around. You definitely are. You definitely are in the sidecar. Maybe with a welcome mat in your mouth, right? Little welcome mat. Why? Because I get the feeling, Mandip, you like to eat carpet, right? I think you like to eat bit of blonde carpet is my guess. Okay, definitely. And not map reading. Actually, we'll just have a GPS because we don't know maps. We were away from maps because both of us are. I'm not making it up. They just said because both of us are terrible at reading maps. But I'm picking up. Where we're going, and I'm driving. But Joe said, picking up where we're going and driving. I'm just relaxing, looking around with my snacks. Mandip, again. Nobody expected you to be anything other than a passive little mouse. Nobody expected that. He also wants to know where you're stopping along the way. Oh God, yes. Okay, again, this shows you why Doctor Who is so awful. She's put a lot of herself in the role. We'd have to go from the top of the country to the bottom, wouldn't we? Well, it depends where you start, okay? If you're starting in, like, the middle of the country, then you've got to drive all the way to the top to start. Why don't you start where you are? Just start where you are. How about that for a plan? Ooh, I didn't think of that. So, I've just thought of a role that she could play. If they ever did a live action of Wallace and Gromit, they had one of the, Wallace had like a femme fatale with it. Yes, That's what Jodie Whittaker could play, right? We'd have to go from top to bottom, wouldn't we? So if we start at the top, we'd have to do something really cool. I love Scotch whiskey. Yeah, darling, we all do after we watch a bit of your Doctor Who, right? Yeah, like, I once went to a hotel so bad, right? So bad. It had an open bar, and I needed to get drunk to be able to eat the food, right? It was awful. I love Scotch whiskey, so we do all the islands over there and then work our way down. Okay, I'm going to start at the top and work our way down. Amanda's like, but I'm teetotal. But I like the idea of you starting at the top and working down, right? I like that idea. And again, if you say I'm overplaying the lesbian thing, can I just... I'm going to show you this again, okay? You're giving me no choice. You're giving me no choice. One second, we'll go down to here. Let's look at this page, okay? You give it a second to open up. Yeah, okay? I'm not making it up. This is really happening. This is not me, okay? Ron. There we go. But I'm teetotal. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we'll get you... And let me just zoom out, look. Okay, we'll get you an iron brew for the teetotal Mandip. I love iron brew, says Mandip. I'm sure you do, darling. I'm sure you do. And then we have to go to Yorkshire, the lakes. Can we go to the highest point? Yeah. Again, we get to hear Mandip Gills' aspirations, and they're so low. Can we go to the highest point of the motorway? I mean, really? Really? You're on a show about, being in a time-space machine, going anywhere, anytime. I want to go to the highest point of the motorway. Really? Oh, not just the highest point of motorway in the world, the highest point probably in England or Yorkshire. Whatever. I don't know. I know it's really boring. You're right. You got that one right. But it's just me in the sidecar at the highest point. It would be really thrilling. How? I'm in the motorway. I'm on the car. I'm in the car on a higher point. It's the same thing. Zooming in and out again. There we go. I'm definitely in charge. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, she's the top baby. But we need to go. We need to do some weaving. We need to do North Wales because we haven't shot in North Wales. You haven't shot in Calcutta either. But you're like, okay, we'll shot in North Wales, fine. So we need to do that, and we need to end up in Cornwall. I don't know why. Doesn't say why. I guess that's because it's at the bottom, really. I think John O'Groats maybe lands in. I don't know. One place we wouldn't need to go is London, because we've seen that. So avoid London, okay? That's gonna make your navigation so much easier. I mean, like, the practical ramifications of every idea is so devoid for them. We've seen that, and driving around London could be a bit dangerous for me. I'm in a sidecar. Oh. Okay, fine. Are the Doctor and your personality similar in any way? Yes. Jodie, I truly believe she's a moron. And that's why I believe she's playing the Doctor as a moron, because it's in her wheelhouse, right? So let's see what she's got to say. Oh, absolutely! I'm a bit confused, and so's the Doctor. Oh, absolutely! When we started on Series 11, I was really shocked at how much I had the chance to bring myself to something. Yeah, normally, you do acting, but because, that's what actors do. Because initially I thought playing the Doctor would be a world away. Yeah, actually, playing the Doctor is a world away from your portrayal. That's actually true. Your instincts were correct there. Then Christian says, no, you're doing it too good. You got to be a bit more shit. Okay, that's good. I think I can bring my energy and my skittishness to it. Yeah, because everybody likes a Doctor who doesn't know what the hell they're doing or how to do it. My hyperactive thought process, darling, I don't believe you. I don't believe that you have a hyperactive thought process. I don't believe you have a thought process. I've seen how I've seen you act, right? Which makes me see your thought process, which makes me think, might not be the strongest thought process in the whole world. I think those kinds of things and my curiosity are very similar. Oh yeah, sometimes I wonder, why does the little light go bright when I touch the switch, and then when I touch it again, go tock, yeah, darling, darling, for your voyage of curiosity, most of those questions are answered by an average intelligent human being by the time they were 3. Are there differences between you and Doctor? Oh, definitely. She's a time lady, and I'm just a lady. What is it between you and the Doctor? There's definitely a striking difference of intellect. Are you telling me that you are more stupid than this Doctor? Or you're more clever than this Doctor? Because this Doctor's really stupid. This Doctor's really dumb. Look, I'll remind you, the first festive special, Heaven forfend, we should say a Christmas special, because we don't want to, set people's hair on fire. Remember, there's one Dalek in it. One Dalek. It took a gang of people and a microwave to try and deal with it. Right, a gang of people and a microwave to try and deal with it. Peter Capaldi's Doctor would have dealt with that while walking around the console in between sips of tea. Right, we're clearing it. Be like, boop, boop, boop. Okay, done. Then it was also a broken up Dalek, but no. You again. Yeah, I'll remind you. Your great plan of how to deal with the fake Daleks made in your last festive special, God forbid it'll be Christmas special, was that these Daleks were really dangerous and could destroy everybody. So you'll call much more dangerous Daleks to destroy them, and then you'll work it out from there. Right. Okay. Also, fear levels. The Doctor always seems to have a healthy fear. Well, listen, I think people are more scared of people with you in the TARDIS, because how they haven't been killed, that's the biggest leap of logic thus far. But it's never debilitating. I think mine's quite debilitating fear, and the Doctor's rage is rooted in something real. Sometimes they're going to stop my little fetus. I've seen you be tough. I've seen you play tough. And darling, you are shit at it. You are unbelievably bad. I wouldn't bring reference to that, because you're not doing very good. Doctor is in real. I feel that when I have to play a rage on the Doctor, it should come from somewhere really deep within, like when somebody took my parking spot or something like that. Okay. Oh, this is why it took me so long to get through this. Right? Okay, that's page 1. Stunning and brave. Page 2. Oh, let's see what more things they don't understand. If you weren't playing a companion, would you rather play the Doctor or the Master? Master, as they like. It's very important they say Master instead of Master. I am the Master, and you will obey me. Here we go. I got to one guy who, whenever my intro comes on and anti-alien, my live stream, I have anti-alien coming on my intros. His dog like props up because likes the music, and suddenly anti-alien comes on and he's like, ah! Yeah, because anti-alien's a bit rapey. Looks a bit rapey. I'm not saying he ever did. Looks a bit gay rapey. Okay? A guy dressed completely in black velvet with a goatee. Maybe you want to avoid that guy. It takes a certain type of actor to play the Doctor. I don't think anyone can play it. Well, darling, you have proved that. Jodie has certainly proved that. No matter how good an actor they are, or how bad. There are certain characteristics that you have to be the Doctor, like being charismatic. I'd rather play the Master because you don't get an awful lot of chances to play an evil character. Yeah, I bet you obviously get to play very bland characters, don't you, Mandip? Yeah, I can imagine that. The way that Session Dewan plays the Master, I think there are similarities with the Doctor, with mannerisms and physicality. So by playing the Master, you get to do some of the stuff fun about playing the Doctor. Okay. Jodie says, I know the Doctor's Mikura, but the Master is as well. As the character's layered. Yes, sometimes. Not like me. Sometimes he thinks more than like 2, maybe 3 things at one time. Yeah, I know, it's incredible. But he's a man. Okay, I want to be clear. That was a joke. that was a joke mainly to make the Twitter psychos go, ah! Okay, character's led. You can't condone the master. His behavior is abhorrent to the Doctor. Sometimes I bet she calls for him to be cancelled on Twitter. That's how much agency this Doctor has. But it's coming from an interesting place. He's charismatic. Yeah, it's amazing you can recognize that somebody's charismatic when you are literally a charisma vacuum, a charisma bypass. That's you. Unfortunately, some of the worst people in history have been charismatic. Oh, like our prime minister, like the former president. Oh, not that I want to get political, but I want to get very political. I know you do. I think with any villain, any interesting villain, you get that understanding of them just not behaving badly for no reason. Oh my god. Yeah, you mean really motivation? I understand Chris Gibbs was not very good at writing that. Do you remember the evil space races from Rosa? What was his motivation? I don't like black people. But if they went any further, right? And but why? I'd be like, because I'm a white man? And they wouldn't, because they haven't thought this through any further. Why? Because I think they're a bit thinking challenged, right? I think they're a little bit thinky challenged. I think anyway, yeah, you got to have the motivation. The villains are played well. There's a little bit of you thinks, oh, I see what's bothering you. Has she just found out this is the job of an actor, to convincingly portray the character you're given? Oh, I see. That's what. Well, obviously, I wouldn't blame that, because I'm very virtuous. I'm very virtuous. I got a blue check mark on Twitter. I'm very virtuous. Obviously, I wouldn't behave like that. But I see your action genuine. You're not just like being evil for no reason. I'm like, okay, fine. Without that, a villain would just come across as an out-and-out bad person. And that wouldn't work. It would be flat. Sasha does it so well. Sasha Doan was the only person who did anything well in season 12, I think. The set designers, that sort of thing. They probably did pretty well. The Cybermen design, I think that was pretty good too. Fine. Sasha does it so well. We watched him create the character. He didn't create that character. Roger Delgado created the damn character, you morons. If you could use the chargers to meet somebody in the past, who would it be? I wonder if they're going to be a bit of virtual signaling here, right? I wonder if they'll be a bit virtual signaling. Just says, go on, Mandip. Go on, telling me your big, brave words. Mandip says, I hope this isn't an obvious answer. Darling, it's coming out your mouth. It's obvious. But having done the Rosa Parks episode, I would really love to sit down with her and go through that day, that event. Yeah, can you imagine? This is what happened. She would despise you. She would utterly despise you in every way, shape, and form. You are everything that Rosa Parks and Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King absolutely hated. Their resistance was based from faith, right? A real deep-seated belief in the Bible and in God and in good. That's where it came from. Not in everybody should feel to do whatever they like, and we got to worry about people's skin color. No, I mean they will judge me. He want to be judged by the content of the character, not the color of the skin. He would hate you. He would absolutely hate you. Rosa Parks would absolutely despise you. Mandip, because that changed everything for people like me. No. Okay, firstly, slavery was abolished in England before America. I only found that out from some comments on the video. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. That's what I say. Hit the comments. It's like, yeah, this is something that hasn't impacted on your life ever, right? Like, it was done before you were born. Gonna take everything. So I just like to have a lovely hot drink with her and go, why then? Because she had backbone and fortitude. Two things that you lack and don't understand, right? I don't think you can understand. Why then? Because the ramification of refusing to give up a seat on their badge could have been so bad for her. They should have been so bad for her, but sometimes you go, no. I don't care what the ramifications are. Right is right, wrong is wrong, and I am going to do what I feel is right. So that That's what fortitude is. That's what backbone is. That's what bravery is. You know, it's not saying I'm not scared, I don't want to do that, I don't want the consequences. It's saying the consequences of this are the consequences of not doing this thing are worse than the consequences of doing this thing, even though the consequence of doing this thing is going to cost me a lot, right? And that's what bravery is, and that's what you can't understand, right? Because you're a virtue signaling moron. Had I not done the episode, I might have just taken it for granted. But seeing Vinette Robinson's version of Rosa Parks, Rosa seemed like a person who was so together and well-to-do. Where did she find it in herself to do what she did? Also, you know, I think probably most of these things just happen before you even notice them happening. These like big life-changing moments. There's a good movie by what's it called again? There's a big good movie by Clint Eastwood, Flags of Our Father. It's about the that famous picture in World War II of the of American soldiers putting up a United States flag. It's a real inspirational picture. It's like, you know, courage under fire. It really is fantastic. It's one of the greatest pictures ever made. So when they put it up, right, when they did it, it was nothing. Nobody noticed it. It was just like, oh, we broke the pole. We got to put another pole up. But it looked fantastic, right? It looked fantastic. But the reality is, history normally happens without you noticing it. Like, you only notice it in hindsight. That's probably the truth. That strength, says Jodie. Oh, go back in time and meet, was it Emmeline Parkhurst? For the obvious reasons. I don't know, what are they? She was such a seminal figure for us women. Again, she bears no relationship to your life whatsoever, Jodie Whittaker. Not one jot of a relationship to your life. You have a pampered, completely privileged existence, right? You have a pampered, privileged existence who haven't had to sacrifice anything for anything, which is why you're a virtue signaling twat. This is what makes virtue signaling twats, having a pampered existence where you don't have to do anything to get everything. Particularly here in the UK, only having voted last week. Of course, not for the Tories. Yeah, I'd rather go with the anti-Semitic anti-Semitic. What was his name now? Jeremy Corbyn. There you go. Well, that's good news. I'm forgetting his name already. We can go back to the suffragettes. By the way. One of the best Big Finish releases dealing with the suffragette movement. It's a companion chronicle called The Suffrage. Freaking brilliant. That is great. See, that was made before the era of woke, right? That was made before tokenism. That was made when people actually dealt with real issues of bigotry and prejudice and dealt with them like without trying to get applause for being such a wonderful person, but to talk about these very important issues before the idiots like Whittaker went and devalued them completely. And in the grand scheme of things, the suffrage movement wasn't that long ago. It was done and dusted before you were born. That's quite long ago. I think that sisterhood of uniting rage and passion, which we have today, the rage of women, would be amazing to witness. Oh, God, they would hate you. Maybe, honestly, would they come on the show with me? Rosa Parks go, I would love to do a show with Rosa Parks after watching the episode Rosa. She goes, well, that was garbage. What was wrong with that person? If your TARDIS could dispense anything alongside or instead of custard cream biscuits, what would it be? Brace yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Brace yourself. Well, here's one thing. Are we talking about the Doctor or me? For me, if it's for me, can I answer it as me? I know what you're gonna say, says Mandip. Yes, I'm sure they had many Firelight chats after having rampant sex, which is again. Look. This does look like they're dating. It looks like they're dating. I'm sorry. Stop presenting them as if they're lesbian lovers, if you don't want me to continually reference them as lesbian lovers. Maybe I'll eat a bit of carpet later, says Mandip over there. It would be most extraordinary. It would have to be the most extraordinary wine. Well, you're going to hear in a minute, not that extraordinary. Kept at the perfect temperature. It would have to include one of those amazing aerator things. So even if you tap into a really beautiful bottle of red, you don't have to consume it that quickly. The area to make sure it keeps well. Oh God, there's so much so stupid to unpack here. This is where I ran out of steam last. This is where it broke me when I was reading on my live stream. Okay. Firstly, an aerator doesn't keep the wine longer. An aerator is you basically imagine this as a bottle of wine. It goes into the top, and it's like as you pour your wine, it goes through like a loop-de-loop sort of thing. But what that does, it folds air into the wine as it's pouring, which like shakes up, it swirls up all the molecules or something. I know. Look, whenever you go to a wine tasting, they always explain what you do. You're supposed to swizzle your wine because it releases the bouquet. So that's what it does. That's what an aerator does, right? It doesn't keep the wine better. But I think a much more pertinent question is, you have a magic machine, like a replicator-like machine, that produces an infinite amount of custard creams. How about you have a wine dispenser like from a future time, from alien sci-fi technology that produces that dispenses the wine that you want at the temperature you want relentlessly, and you don't have to worry about keeping it. How about that? How about that? Remember, you're in a science fiction TV show? No, you can't. You can't do that. You can't get your head around the reality of being in science fantasy, which is why you cannot sell being the Doctor at all, right? Why there's no authenticity in your performance of it, because it's not possible. You lack the ability, because you can't even think of a wine dispenser that gives you wine at the temperature you want that keeps well, right? You can't, like, that's beyond you. I'm too busy thinking about scissoring in the TARDIS. I'm looking at this picture again. I'm too busy thinking about scissoring in the TARDIS later. You don't want to go quickly. The area will make it keep for a while. But if I'm answering as a doctor, I don't know what I would like. I'll probably want like a sugary snack to keep me going. I'm trying to think my favorite biscuits. Or how about creamy pasta? How is creamy biscuit? How pasta favorite biscuit? I don't know. That will make you lethargic. But again, she's a Time Lord. But it'll be so yummy. Okay, well there you go. Oh. Keep going, C. Keep going. Keep going. We can do this. We can do it. I'm telling you, this is rough. This is actually generally rough. During the making of Doctor Who, who you visited some brilliant locations. What's been your favourite place to film? Okay. Oh, it's a given. South Africa. Yeah. No, I understand. I said they do operate a deeply racist socialist government right now that steals land and farms from people depending on their skin color. But hey, you know what? It's all good, baby. South Africa. I have a bit of a social conscience, but not for white people. No, white people are bad, so they can be treated badly. It was absolutely brilliant. Yes, we were on a confiscated farm. Where though, Jodie? Where's South Africa? Oh, just the whole thing, all around. The whole experience, meeting Sasha out there. Remember, we drove for hours to get to Ho's little hut. I can't believe they put all that resources into that. I mean, honestly, what about that like wet beach at the end of Trial of the Time Lord, right? Where they had a potting shed in it that turned up there. Film it there. That's basically, you know, what you're worth, darling. What you're worth. Remember, we drove for hours to get lower there. It was remote, wasn't it? For me, it was the occasion in the Ghost Monument. Okay, finally, they're going to say something that I think isn't insanely stupid. It was just beautiful. I loved it. It's where Sean Dooley took the picture of the TARDIS on the rocks. Yeah, that iconic picture, which I really thought, I was really hopeful, right? I was hopeful, right? But that was a snap that he took. That became, like an iconic image of the 13th Doctor. It was only after she appeared on screen and we realised how awful she was that everybody forgot about that. Because they really just wanted to forget about the 13th Doctor. Why? Because she's awful. She's absolutely awful. It was so hot, wasn't it? 40 degrees, just sand dunes for miles and miles. I really love Wales, but I have to say, South Africa topped it. Last Jodie. What's the most surreal piece of merchandise that you've seen yourself immortal as? Mine's easy, says Mandip. Go on. Mine's a little action figure I got last year. Yeah, 2 years after you started the role. You're doing so insanely badly that current era action figures only happen then. I am convinced the BBC paid for those molds, right? Because I just don't think they are financially viable. I really don't. It's amazing. You've had loads of things, Jodie. Well, you had loads of things in the first, first few weeks, and then did you notice all that merchandise dry up really quickly? All those like racks and racks of merchandise. Now you go to a shop that used to sell Doctor Who stuff, you're lucky to find like one or two shelves. If you're like less than that, it's a tiny thing at the back now. Why? Because it's not popular. Why is it not popular? Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall. I find a cushion quite random. A cushion's not that weird, but when it's your own face, okay, I understand cushions aren't that weird, but cushions with your face on, a bit stranger. I mean, it's less strange if you order it from like Zazzle or someone, but if you if you just buy a cushion in the store with your face on, that's a bit weird. I can't imagine walking into my house and lying on a little cushion that has my face on it. I can imagine sitting on one, maybe taking a shit on. That has my face on it. I think it'd be quite mad, wouldn't it? But I love Funko Pops. Of course you do, Karen. Of course you do, Karen. Who? Yes. Funko Pops is the personification of the destruction of genre. I was just about to say, if anybody who works at Funko Pops is reading this, I think a Yaz would be amazing Funko Pop. Yeah, it'll be completely nondescript and boring. Can you just print that? There's got to be a bespoke way of making, individual Funko Pops. But of course, they're not going to think about it because they're a bit Karney. Just think of all the younger girls who want one. Yeah, okay. Let me explain this to you. How many of the younger girls want one? If I had to count them up, right, I wouldn't have to take my socks off to go to my toes to count up, right? I think I can probably manage them on one hand. Okay. I don't know if the word is surreal, says Mandip. Oh. I don't know if let's zoom out a bit. I don't know what is surreal, but on the very first day I met Jodie in my trailer, and then went on set. I met Tosin Cole. I'd known him for years, and I knew he'd been casting this. We waited for hours for this night shoot. We were on top of that big scaffolding. Do you remember? The crane. Okay, fine. Get to the point, darling. I had to press all the buttons. Ooh! Yeah, and your performance looked like that. I remember you were like, I don't know what I'm doing. That's really what happened. Yes, I know. All the little buttons. It was a bit overwhelming. I can see on your face. Especially because it was my first day. Yeah, I know, pressing buttons. I went to drama school, right? But I missed the pressing buttons day, right? I missed that. I don't know what to do. How do you press a button? And that's what it looked like. Yeah, so fine. So I went on first day. I'll try this, and this. I will remind you, they're asking her about merchandise. Okay, we're off in our own world. I was trying not to panic. I looked up the camera guy in front of me, and it was Mark. Who's Mark? Who worked with me? Who I worked with on Hollyoaks years ago. Oh God! So you felt safe? Yes, I know. Amazing. A guy who professionally operates a camera on one TV show was then later operating a camera professionally on another TV show. I know! Incredible. It was Mark! Oh, okay, Mark. Let me zoom out again. Do them out. Worked on Hollywood. I was like, OMG! I am so okay here. There are people here I recognize. Everything's okay. I met Tosin there as well. Yeah, you always said you'd met Tosin for years, but it wasn't enough. And there was Mark waving at me from behind the camera. I always felt safe here because Mark is such a good camera guy. And also, yeah, I guess you don't speak to the people who watch the show who go, this is unending shit, right? I think you'll feel less safe then if you talk to the people who used to like Doctor Who. They hit me from behind the camera. Because Mark is such a good camera guy. Okay, so warm and giving. He takes me picture, and I like me picture taken. It's nice. I like look pretty. For me, Jodie. Ooh, I do. The whole thing is really, really close. The whole thing of being on set. They're still answering a question about merchandise, right? They're just on a different world. It's lovely, warm bubble. Yes, I understand you live in a bubble. Yeah, man, says, yeah. It was my first day, just cemented actually. The whole journey has continued like that. It's surreal for me when you catch yourself slightly outside of the moment and you think, this is our job. darling, it amazes me no less than it amazes you. And I remind you, they're still trying to talk about merchandise that they've been on, okay? And it's going on, it goes on forever. Okay. Okay, there we go. Oh, well, we're over halfway through. Let's keep persevering. I should have done this video in 2 parts. This is our life, and we're so lucky. We all know. I remember the time in Ascension of the Cybermen when the Cyber drones were coming in. Oh god, that was the worst bit in Ascension of the Cybermen. Right, everything was good about the Cybermen apart from those drones. And you had you had to do your stunt. Toulson had to do his, and Brad was so excited about doing a big belly flop, granddad dive straight onto a crash mat. Imitating Crash Mill. Did you see my stunt? Okay, Brad really seemed quite nice. We all kind of liked him. Did you see my stunt? He literally crashed the crash mat. Everyone had a little moment that day, and the drone cameras were flying around as we watched the stunt guys doing massive flips with explosions. I can't believe they put the resources into this. Going off in the background, Patrick O'Kane, who was Ashdad, Ashad, and his team of Cybermen were walking together in unison towards you. Again, they're still talking about merchandise somehow. Somehow this ties to the merchandise question. Even though it was cold, nobody went off to their trailer. We sat and watched everybody else doing because we were really excited. It's times like that you think, this is really happening. This was at the end of your second year. This was basically as Tosin Cole and Bradley Walsh were leaving. Yeah, I didn't break it, apart from the broken bits, which is most of it. Yeah, it's been like the biggest gift ever. It's lovely. No, this isn't the surreal. Isn't surreal moments for you? Surreal pieces of merchandise on your face. Oh god, whatever. I know there are moments when you think, we're grown-ups, we get to run around in our job. And then you got 30 people talking to you proper serious, filming at you. Okay, fine. When you look outside, you realise these epic scenes are just a huge ensemble effort. I looked outside and realised it wasn't all me. Other people made Doctor Who as well. Ooh, it was really quite... but did I break it? Yeah, I think I probably did. And you realise it's just a little part in this massive jigsaw of shit. A jigsaw of relentless shit. It's amazing. Two people asked the same question. If you had to pick a favourite story from 11 and 12, what would it be? Fly me. So, okay, they're going to pick Rosa and Demons of Punjab, probably, right? The most virtual signally ones. That's it. You pick one. You pick one. I pick another. Says Jodie. Well, if you both like the same one. Okay, whatever. And it says, I feel I should say Demons of the Punjab because it was just brilliant and resonated to me. It was so much about my skin colour. And I really should say that. And we're so happy with Vinay Patel had written the story. It was garbage. It was a bad story. And brought it to mainstream television and bored the crap out of everyone. Right? You just bored everyone. And quite frankly, I don't really trust your take on the partition of India because I don't trust your take on anything in history because your take on current day is just insane. Okay, fine. There we go. Got it in the right place. Mainstream, it was amazing, but I'm gonna go with Rosa. Oh, she's going for the twofer. She's going to say, I would say Demons of Punjab, but no, I'm going to say Rosa because I'm going to be doubly virtuous because of the way we filmed it in South Africa. That's not because. It's because you want to go, I'm stunning and brave. It was exceptional. She owns a scene where she gets off the bus. I couldn't believe there are bits of Rosa Parks' story I didn't know. Darling, I think lots of things you didn't know, and that I wasn't taught. So I got a chance to learn something. Yeah, you got a chance to be lectured something, and it was boring. And we had a beautiful time filming. Shame we didn't have such a good time watching. Right? It was watching was a little bit more painful than filming, I imagine. Zoom out a little bit more. Okay, fine. Is that? Oh, Jodie, my answer to that. My answer to that kind of question is My answer to that question is kind of self-involved. Really? What a shock. You're self-involved, Jodie. Who would have saw that coming? My favorite episode is my first one, when we didn't realize how bad it was going to be, because the way I got to enter the scene and the way the episode climax with the hero speaks to Tim Shaw. Tim Shaw. Yeah, and you were shit at it, right? You were bad at it. It was an incredible introduction to the series for me. Maybe your introduction to the series should have been researching it in any way, shape, or form before you started making it. Oh no, Chris Chibnall told you not to. Don't look at any of those things. It was a great introduction to the series for me. And in a weird way, I feel like my memories of the episode are more vivid to me than my memories of the last season. Well, that makes sense. Because every moment is ingrained. Yeah, that's how memory works, right? Important moments to you stay more important. Every moment is ingrained. Everything was new. And we went from not knowing each other in real life to becoming such a family so quickly. Oh, so beautiful. So much happened in such a small space of time that in a way we feel it feels like that one episode could have been a whole year. It felt like a year watching it. It did feel like a whole year watching it. Wow, man, my ears really blocked up or something. What the hell was that? One second. Let me give that a try. Oh yeah, I think I just cleared it. That was weird. Okay. What's the hardest secret for the both of you to keep? That's an easy one for me, says Jodie. I'm not good at keeping secrets. The hardest secret to keep was my own. It was a really long time in my life. The gap between auditioning, playing the Doctor, and being given it and being announced. Yeah, God. If only that hadn't happened. I didn't want it to leak. Oh, this was from the Radio Times, though. I didn't have a desire for it to come out before the reveal because I knew my life was going to change and I was going to be stunning and brave and break the glass ceiling because I'm the bestest ever. Oh, yes, that's going to happen. It was changing the way I'm going to become reviled for all time. Okay? Going to change. I was in no rush for that time until I was prepared for it. But, darling, no one was prepared for you. No one was prepared how bad this is. But professionally, I was the only person on my team that I knew had been cast. What, your agent didn't know? Really? I've been sent to audition and I go, full diva voice. I'm really sorry. I really want to. You want to what? Go on the audition? I really want to. There we go. I really want to put myself up for that. It was a very, oh man, come on, zoom in again. And I very nearly said, I've been cast, but I nearly said that 100 times, but I didn't. I was a good girl. I kept my mouth shut. Oh, I'm so clever, me. It was hard, but it was worth it, and it was a practice for keeping other secrets. This shows other secrets. Nobody cares anymore. Nobody cares anymore about anything that you're doing in Doctor Who. You could tell us that Doctor's going to regenerate into a love hamster. And I don't know what that means, but you can tell us that. Nobody will bat an eyelid because nobody cares. But for you, from being cast wasn't so long for you, was it? No, they just had to find somebody with brown skin, not quite as brown as Tasman, okay, and not as white as Bradley. It's quite easy, really. No, but I also didn't find it that difficult to keep a secret. Yeah, okay, because you probably can't retain any knowledge. I don't either. You just get used to it. You really do. I hate spoilers. Yeah, when Tolson and Brad left, the one thing I kept asking, are you staying on, said Mandip. No, they ask you like this. Are you staying on? Really? Why? Yeah, they ask you like that. I didn't know what to say, so I kept saying, who knows? Why didn't you just say you're leaving? Why didn't you say you're staying or you're leaving? Right? I mean, like, that's not really who cares? I mean, I think I just proved my point. Nobody cares. Nobody cares anymore. Quite often, we really don't know what's going to happen in the future episodes because we aren't told, because they don't let us know things because it hurts our little headies. It's a really good system. She laughs. Sometimes when you get to find out what's happening, I'm like, I'm so glad you didn't tell me. Very true, says Mandip. Oh God! Look at the hilarity. We destroyed Doctor Who. Where the fun funniest ever. What is the most challenging scene from an acting point of view? Oh, God, please. I want to hear about your acting process. This is going to be awesome. I know, says Mandip. You've gone straight in there. It was a scene in The Witchfinders when I was acting like this, make gagging noise. And I was in a little denim jacket. It was so cold. You're so protective of me. Oh, you put your arm around me and held me tight. Oh, I think about it at night when I'm flicking myself off to sleep. I know you do, Mandip. I know. You're so protective of me. But this time, I was by myself. And when it's cold and we're all together, we could all run into a warm room. Or maybe just hug. Maybe just push our naked bodies against each other for warmth. Where are you filming next? Oh, on the island of Lesbos. In the warm room, and it just helps. Everyone's struggling with the weather too. Yeah, it was really terrible. It was like the beast from the east, but I was by myself in a small jacket trying to hold a big axe. It was like, okay, this doesn't sound like acting. This sounds like you're trying to hold like. This sounds like everything other than the acting. I think they want to know about your thought process. Oh, wait a minute. That's why you can't answer. You don't have one. Have I made the right decision in doing this? God, no. Quick now. They both laugh. The episode was really hard to film. Oh, God. And that insanely superficial answer explains everything you need to know about this era of Doctor Who. Insanely superficial. Yeah, it was hard, says Jodie. I tell you, nobody's ever said that about you. Nobody said, oh, Jodie, I'm hard. Yeah, it was hard. It was also really enjoyable, but there was so much pressure. For me, it was the scene in the Ghost Monument where Sean Dooley's ship was... there were 5 pages of script to just one shot. That actually you weren't bad in. That's actually the only time you actually struck me like the Doctor, right? You weren't bad in that scene. I know exactly the scene. Yeah, I guess they got rid of that director and writer pretty quick. No, it was a Chibnall script. I guess they got rid of that director. There was stress of knowing we had to get to page 5. We had to remember the choreography. Yeah, we rehearsed it, didn't we? Yeah, Sean and I were kind of choreographed at the moment ago. You mean you actually put some thought into it? Yeah, it shows. It shows that you actually put thought into that scene. If you could do that for more, that would actually be better. I guess it's too late now. It was fun because it was like a dance, and I love things like that. At one point, I did the best take. But at the end, I went the wrong way round to get to the chair. I sat down and we both went, They're talking about your thought process on you interpreting the role, not walking in the right bloody direction. Oh my God! Oh, the pressure of that going into the edit, and we're just going to go in for a couple of close-ups. OMG, she laughs. It was brilliant. The director, Mike Donati, was amazing, wasn't he? Just bouncing around the set. Has he done any more? Okay, that seemed like your only scene where you ever convinced him of being the Doctor. The ring noise from the kitchen diverts Jodie and Mandip before we leave them to prepare dinner. They don't cook dinner. People bring them dinner. Jodie has a message for the readers of Doctor Who magazine. What's she going to say? Can I just say, we're so excited to share this new season. We're not excited. We're so excited to share this new season, which is why we're going to schlep it out over 2 years. We have 6 episodes in 2. It's an incredible privilege, yes, which you don't deserve. To be allowed to work side by side in a safe environment. Ooh, you got to be safe. And we don't take anything for granted. You take everything for granted. Oh my God, you use your gender as if it's a bludgeon to get whatever you bloody want. You take everything for granted, which is why you haven't done any work to prepare for this role, which is why you're so unbelievably bad at it. We know what everyone's gone through, us included. We had to stay home, and one time I had to film a 2-minute scene in my closet. And we hope that the new episodes bring the much needed entertainment. Not a chance in hell, darling. Not a chance in hell. I mean, maybe bring entertainment when you see how unbelievably bad they are. But honestly, no one's going to be laughing like that. Only you two. Only you two. So there you go. Took nearly an hour, and it was agony all the way through. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.